This is the new Godox TL60. It's an RGB tube light which provides you 18 watts of power and 36,000 different colors. Along with that, it has built-in Roscoe and Lee gels, and you can do a ton of different effects with this light. Now, not only does this light provide you a futuristic look, but it also has beautifully built-in diffusion, which softens up light. Now, I've reviewed a ton of different lights in my past, and including RGB tube lights too. So what makes this light different from the rest that's out there? Well, for one, the light quality. We are producing 98 TLCI with a 96 CRI, which makes it one of the most accurate lights on the market today. Especially since it's RGB, this is something very difficult for companies to do. Now, my previous tube lights were good. They had nice power output, but something that I really complained about was the actual colors that those lights reproduced, especially when I dimmed down those lights. So for example, if I were to start at 100% green and dimmed it down to, let's say, 2% green, it would end up being a completely different color. These lights do not have that issue. And by the way, it's also known as color shift. So the more dim or the less dim on these lights, it really doesn't matter. The light color stays exactly the same. We also have built-in DMX ports. You can daisy chain these lights or simply control one at a time. Along with DMX, we have Bluetooth and 2.4 gigahertz remote connection options. For example, if you opt out for the dual light package, they will include a free remote. And this remote will give you every single light option possible, not only the colors, but also effects. Now, when it comes down to the overall build quality, these lights definitely stack up. Even though they're made out of plastic, they feel very well built. When I squeeze the plastic, it doesn't crack or make any weird sounds. That just tells me that the screws are nice and tight, and the overall thickness of the plastic is pretty good too. When it comes down to the overall control, on the back of the light, we have an LCD display giving us the current battery life of these lights, and we have options to change the effects, color, as well as the wireless connection options. On the side of the light, we have a charging port, and we can also power this light via a V-mount battery. You just have to provide the necessary cable to connect it to the light. And using the built-in microphones on the lights, in music mode, the lights will react to ambient noises. Now, with the two light package, you get a very nice padded case. All the accessories that you need to make these lights work as they should are included with both the single and the dual package. And in the future, they will release more package options with 3 and even 4 lights. Right now, what you get in the kit is the necessary cables, charger, remote, the lights, the manual. We also get these tiny little cables that will tie around the light, allowing you to dangle them off any other accessory. Along with that, we have these plastic brackets that just clamp right onto the light. And to be honest, I'm not the biggest fan of these brackets because my other RGB tube lights have the same brackets and they began to slip over time. Maybe it's because the other lights I have are 4-foot lights and it's heavier, but overall, I've had these lights for about 2 weeks and there's no slipping, so I think they're gonna hold up decently. They also have the 1/4 20-inch mounts on the back, allowing you to mount them to any light stand or ball head. Now, in a perfect world, I really would have wanted Godox to include the 1/4 20-inch mounts built right into the bottoms of the light. That way I can mount them vertically. And with enough balance, you can actually have them stand on their own, but they might wobble and fall down. So that's really not the best option. So right now, currently the clamps and the cables are the only way you can mount this light. And if you're really creative, you can probably find another way. Actually, I have another type of bracket from other lights that I have that actually work on this light too. I don't know if they sell it separately, but if they do, I'll leave a link down below. It actually clamps onto the light similarly to the plastic bracket, but it's much stronger and it's made out of metal, and it has a flexi mount, which means that I can reposition the light in any way that I want. So let's talk a little bit more about the actual light quality and the built-in effects that you get. So just like other RGB tube lights, we have those traditional effects such as fireworks, faulty bulb, we have the candlelight, firelight, police car. You know, we have all of those really cool effects, but What makes this light stand out? Well, it's the actual light quality. For example, candlelight is probably one of my most favorite effects. And if you look at my other cheaper RGB tube light and compare the light quality to the Godox lights, you can really see a difference when it comes down to the candlelight or the firelight. There's a completely different look. And if we go to 5600 degree Kelvin, again, a completely different look between the two lights. The Godox outperforms the other light and it creates a much more accurate color. Now, as mentioned before, we do have a ton of different Roscoe and Lee gels built right into the programming of this light, so you don't have to gel this thing and it will fit any scene that you want. So here are a few scenes that I lit at home just using these two RGB TL60s. And I was using a boom stand to create that cool faulty bulb effect. This faulty bulb effect is insanely cool on these lights. These lights actually simulate these effects very realistically and a lot better than my previous RGB tube lights. One thing about this light that I kind of want to see an improvement on are the buttons on the back. They're a little bit confusing and it did take me a few days to get used to them. So when you get this light, just mess around with the buttons and really get a feel for what each one of them does, because for me, I'm not used to so many buttons on such a small light. Now, again, back to the remote. If you do get the single light package, you can also connect via Bluetooth using Godox's app and you can control the light that way. What's really good about this app is that you can control more than one light at a time. The previous lights that I reviewed can only be controlled via the Bluetooth app one at a time. So it's really good that we can group these lights together and have multiple lights working seamlessly. And yes, for those of you who are wondering, these are flicker-free lights at very high shutter speeds, so no need to worry there. And we have a maximum of 2 hours of battery life fully charged when these lights are powered at 100% dim. I did get slightly better battery life. Maybe it's just because these lights are brand new and I've had them only for about 2 weeks, but over time you will see that battery life decrease. That's just because that's the nature of lithium ion batteries. So make sure you have your V-mount batteries and chargers on hand and on set, because you definitely will be needing them. Overall, I think this is a great light to have. I think these are the most accurate RGB lights that I own, especially since they are tube lights. So not only do they give you that cool look, but they are also a very nifty tool, especially when it comes down to set design and lighting up your shots. So if you're interested in picking up these lights, go ahead and check out the link down below in the description box, and I'll see you in another video. Peace. And since this is a 2-foot light and not a 4-foot light, well, that's not good.